Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mancian. I thought I'd come and say hello. I think I have the time to entertain the possibility of communicating on those important matters such as spiritual ascension path, the connection to our eternal source and spirit, this progressive path of evolution, the sacred journey of life. For the highest wisdom for us today is the man of crystal, is the inventor. It's to be creative. It's to move out of the confusion by using your creativity. This can be the source of great discovery, whether it is personal discovery or through inventions. What we need to understand is synergies, how the world, all the energies are coming together as one. They have to be understood as one. They have to break down the veils. The veil have to fall, and so we have to move into synergy with trust and love as much as possible. Because the veil will fall, so everything will come together and will be arranged in a graceful manner. But we have to accept the unification, the synergy of the situation. Not to be afraid of energies, for the work with your guides and your spirit guides to show you the ins and outs, to show you, because everything is truly protected. It's just we pass through a cycle where we are confronted with experiences that in unification process that can sometimes overwhelm us in relationship to what the implication on the emotional level can be. And so for that we need to have courage. We need to be courageous. We need to address our fear. For the greatest courage can only be expressed through the perfection of our own character, to address our own fear and shadow. That's the only way you can demonstrate to God that you are courageous. It is not about doing much anything else. And the outcome is nothing short of the three of one: compassion. It is love. It is love applied. It is love given to yourself. How do you love yourself? How do you give yourself this love? How do you express this love within your relationship with all beings? You want to, as you become fully benevolent with yourself, you can become fully benevolent with the others. And so the more light we have, the more love we have, the more courage we will get. The more courage you have, the more light and love we'll get, and the more. Those three principles of love, light, and courage are completely essential to the evolution of strength and power within ourselves. For that is really what we seek: is more strength, to discover new energies, new strengths within ourselves. And so I'm going to discuss a few ideas. It's like this: there is no faking this ascension timeline. When we're ready for something, it just happens naturally. We want to prepare ourselves the best we can, for we are being groomed to become ascended master. We are the first wave, or second wave, or third wave. But there's 144,000 beings that incarnated in the first wave, and there is millions of beings that incarnated in the second wave. There are billions of souls that are going to be participating in the third wave of that ascension process. And then the cavalry will come, the Galactic Federation will come when it's the time. Billions of ships that will appear. But they don't want to make anybody afraid. So people have to be prepared. If they're going to create fear, they don't want to be there. It's just handle your life, we just have to assist in discovering love. They don't want to create more fear. And so there's like this built up of energy in relationship to this fear-mongering process that's constantly bombarded in the media. We have to watch for that. We have to to stay within this direction, this mastery direction, the mastery timeline of 5th, 6th, 7th dimension, which is a line in the 8th and 9th dimension. 10, 12, you can continue to align as you feel comfortable with those frequencies. We have everything that exists in the universe outside of us exists also within ourselves in a more refined miniature version. So what we want is to always remember we have a sun inside of us, a great central sun inside of us. There is the wholeness of creation exists as in a miniature format within the physical. It was created like that. Now the cages are open, we're free, we have to let go of the old, to let go. Plato knew about the soul. The philosopher Plato, he understood that we were just projection of something far greater and more perfect, which happens in the true light of God, the eternal light of God. But we are prisoners within a cavern, and we are being mesmerized by the shadows that are being projected on the wall of the cavern. cavern, but now there is a new shadow that says there is a way out of the. If you're not afraid to understand that you've been manipulated through projection, there is a way, all the way out into the soul and the spirit. And seeing, when you first see the sun, you become blind, and then it takes a few days to see your reflection in a pond at night, so your eyes get accustomed to the light of the fifth dimension. But then once you discover that in the Republic, in Plato, Socrates explained to us that once we discover that, we would rather be the servant, the slave of the most tyrannical person in the other reality than return as a slave inside the cavern. And so we have then there is this compassion that develops, where the person wants to come and deliver those who are prisoners in the cavern, but they rebel and they want to put to death the person who comes. It was the story of Jesus that was kind of prophesied, and so Socrates, his own life was sacrificed to the teachings of men. And so we want to come out of this cavern. There is this greater light that is but for that we have to let go of all the shadows. The base of all reality is connecting to our elemental nature: our fire, our earth, our air, our water, elementals, the salamanders, the Ondine, the dwarfs, and the sylphs, to connect. But on the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh dimension, we have this. There is all this elemental body that we need to connect to in order to elevate ourselves in physical reality. For all dimension is based on physicality, from the universe that's always looking for the universe of universes, that is always looking for to the balance of yin and yang, feminine and masculine, the order, to create this order. In the central universe, everything is based on the Trinity. There is everything is perfectly aligned and eternally stable because of this trine source of physical material energy. And on Paradise, it's a monotonic particle. There is just one different. There is only one particle. It's so small. They showed me, but it can do so much. But it is smaller than anything we can conceive in the universe, but it is very practical, and you can do anything with it. And but the Paradise does not take any action; it responds to the will of God, and so. So everything is both material and spiritual, which is material and spiritual. On Paradise, Paradise is the physical material structure, and then there is it's also a spiritual adobe, a spiritual home, because it's the home of God. And so this is the central, the kingdom, what we would call, because what there is kingdoms, those paradisic energies have come into the universe, and the celestial realm that are paradisical in nature, achieving the fifth dimension is already paradisical in nature. It is reconnecting to your eternal self, to our eternal self. And so I was always referring to life as you're driving your car. Everybody's pretty much in control on what we do with our life and our physical body, to a certain extent, but the recommendation was to sit back and let yourself be driven by the Creator. But then once you're comfortable in this position, you can invite the Archangel Michael to sit in front with the Creator, and Sananda to sit in the back with you, to open yourself to the company of your guides and masters and angels, for they've always been present in this unified field of consciousness of the higher planes. But for us, we have to get accustomed to their familiarity and their presence, and so we can tune in our frequency. For they are already ambassadors of the fifth and sixth dimension on the earth. They're aliens. They're well known, but they're not well known, but they're known, and they're physical beings. The dolphins and the whales are ambassadors of the star Sirius of the fifth and sixth dimension. And then there is all the Mer people, the family of Poseida, that all the civilization, they are ascended beings. They're no longer in war, implicated in wars. The trident haven't been used in war for eons of time. So they're completely pacific, completely peaceful, and they live under the ocean. And very soon we will reconnect with all the Mer people. We also want to be in constant connection with our ascended master perspective, the 7-dimension, imagine a 7-dimension etheric crystals that connects you into your brain, where you can exchange messages that come from the whole collective of ascended masters, the 7-dimension antenna that you create, that you have, that you can exchange both ways, communicate. For there is an intelligence within the light. You always receive the information that you need to receive at the time you need to receive it. So we have to use this mantra, I love my life. When you feel there is something good happening, say, I love my life. When you bump your head on the door, you say, I love my life. When you're doing something you don't enjoy, you say, I love my life. And then if you can say the word paradise, after that, you're moving to, whatever it's unpleasant will have to change because you're moving it to a higher plane of reality. But use this mantra, I love my life, really, it's important. There was an invocation by Lord Buddha who said, we recommend, I am Lord Buddha, and I honor and respect the Buddha within me. It's a very powerful, this the inner Buddha, or the inner Christ, whatever you're comfortable, but those were the frequencies you want to align with. And in Sanskrit it says Namo Amitabha. Amitabha being the Sanskrit name of the Buddha, that means a great a reverential salutation to the Buddha of infinite light, Namo Amitabha in Sanskrit. So it's like when you invoke, or we said, I invoke the lucidity within me, I invoke the divine light within me. When you remember this, that you are this Buddha, this Buddha and Bodhisattva, the yin and the yang, the serving and the receiving, the acting and the receiving. And so I realized that I have many projects that is not many projects, but the many aspects of this project, but in a sense it's about us being a catalyst to a new renaissance, a golden age. And so for long, I will talk about this in another video. I had magpie that was on my window. They like the thing I put there. I communicated with the United Nations, and but there was an organization I should have come to them first. It's the UNESCO, the United Nations organization for education, science, and culture. For it is really everything has to go through education. Everything has to go through science, the understanding of what is real, what is true, and the understanding of culture. How do we integrate history into the process? So I don't expect any. Maybe because we have common goals in essence. Where my project is like it must be the dream of that organization, because it is about bringing about a planetary culture of where all beings are free and free to explore their creative potential. So it's a bit idealistic in relationship to the world that we live in now, but things are accelerated, and it is the same thing with the climate. It's going to be very difficult to stop this process, because there are millions of people that are always like complaining about it. So they're making this, they say, yes, the problem is there, when there is much less but more powerful. It's more powerful force, but there are much less people. We wish there would be more that focus on seeing the earth already here, to seeing the earth as a paradise, to seeing every being happy on it, to already envision that, because that creates a counter element part to all this contestation and this making sure we know there is a problem when in truth there is no problem. The divine plan is in place. It's just we have to become responsible for ourselves and become more self-aware. The card of the day is the scribe or the writer. So I'm going to publish my book. I think it will be useful. I'm looking for an editor to do that. I'm going to finish with a song. It's a romantic song. It's an old song. I don't know why. It just went through my mind. Behind me it says the chakra systems and the upper chakras. It goes like this. It's called the Enchained Melody. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time, and time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, in the open arms of the sea. Lonely rivers cry, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me. Oh, my love, my darling, I hunger for your touch alone. Lonely time and time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Thank you for sticking till the end. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.